Hello everybody, this is Pkmn welcoming you to pretty much my last video for 2017. And oh boy, 2017 has been quite the wild ride for us, hasn't it? But yeah. But the thing I want to talk about here is not really the events that took place in 2017, because that's just way too much. What I really want to talk about is, well, basically my own thoughts of Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Now, do keep this in mind when it comes to me talking about, like, well, anything on a facecam video like this. You have to bear in mind that I will stumble upon my words, I will hesitate to say a few things, and there will be the times where I will possibly say things that are wrong. Okay, because when I'm making a face cam video like this, everything is pretty much unscripted and all that. So I just make things up as I go of what to say. So make sure to keep that in mind. So basically, what are my thoughts of Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon? To basically sum it up in one way, they are awesome games. Now, granted, when Ultra Sun and Moon were first mentioned, a lot of people were seriously complaining, saying that it's just going to be just Sun and Moon all over again with only a few minor changes. Well, that was not to be the case, because Ultra Sun and Moon brought in a lot of changes. Not only to the story, but to pretty much the game itself. But really, to be quite honest here, when it comes to pretty much video games in general, people, like, game developers could create, like, the best game they could ever imagine. And people will still find something to complain about. So, basically saying, no matter how good people do, somebody or some people are always going to complain about something. And really, it doesn't even revolve around video games. Sometimes it's like it could be like a sport or whatever. Because really, yeah, it's just how it is. When it comes to pretty much anything, somebody will complain about something about that. But anyway, derailing from the point here, Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are fantastic games in my eyes, despite what people said at the beginning. And what are the things that I really liked about Ultra Sun and Moon is, well, first of all, pretty much the things that they changed in the storyline, especially near the end, where things took quite the turn. And I do bring up a spoiler warning here for anybody who has not played Ultra Sun or Moon yet. So if you don't wish to be spoiled by the story, feel free to leave now. But yeah, the thing that I liked near the end of the story is that when you reach the Ultra, the Sun, or Moon, depending on your version, is that when you summon either Solgaleo or Lunala, getting ready to go into Ultra Space to go after Lucamine and Guzma, the thing of it is that Necrozma noticed what happened of Lucamine and Guzma going into Ultra Space, and Ultra Necrozma was like, guys, you done woke me up, and I don't like you being here in my world. So what Necrozma did was just basically throw Guzma and Lucamine out of his world. That was just crazy. That Necrozma just physically just throws them out of the Ultra Wormhole. and Lucamine just pleading with us, the trainer, and Lily, saying like you guys need to run. Necrozma's a monster. But we kind of, in a way, kind of didn't have really much of a choice that we had to face Necrozma. But really, in Ultra Sun and Moon, we had to fight Necrozma a total of 3 times. Technically 3 times. The first time when he fuses with either Solgaleo or Lunala to become either Duskmane or Dawnwing's Necrozma. And let me tell you, the music that they played when you fought that form was truly something. Then the second time in Ultra Necrozma form is, oh dear lordy, it's like, dear Arceus, help me. Because Ultra Necrozma, with having a base stat total of 754, and I do believe that both of his attacking stats are over 160, I think 167, speed of 129, and both defenses at around 90, I think it was like 95 or 97, and I think his HP is at the same height, or at the same as well. But the fact that when you do fight Ultra Necrozma, with him being already strong enough as it is, he gets Omni boosted to become even stronger. And all I have to say is that when you go up against Ultra Necrozma, you have better be prepared. Because if you're not, Ultra Necrozma is basically going to slaughter your whole team. Excuse me. The fact of it is, for me, with Ultra Necrozma, considering the fact that I was not fully prepared for it, it took me, no joke, no exaggeration, 4 times. It took me 4 attempts to beat Ultra Necrozma. Because that thing, like, even though I had Incineroar on my team who was immune to his Psychic typing, and let me tell you that Ultra Necrozma pretty much is a Psychic Dragon type, which was really amazing considering the fact that the last time that we had a Psychic Dragon type was Latios and Latios. But the fact, even though that I did have Incineroar out first, it had Power Gem and completely destroyed Incineroar. And basically, Ultra Necrozma just kept slaughtering my team using Photon Geyser. It wasn't until the 4th attempt that I actually was able to dwindle him down and defeat him. And then the 3rd and final time you fight Necrozma is when, after you beat him as Ultra Necrozma and you're working your way up to the Elite Four. Basically what you do is, or what happens is that you stumble across this big old crater that Necrozma crashed in, and you see him like on his hands and like basically he's just struggling to get up. And then basically he asks you to share some of the light that you have from your Z-Ring, and then you fight him the 3rd and final time. Now here's the thing about Necrozma, that when you fight him the first 2 times, you can't be able to capture it. It's only the 3rd time, when you're working your way up to the Elite Four, is when you can be able to capture it. Now, another few things that they changed with the story is some of the totems that you face. And again, this still kind of counts for spoilers for people who don't want to know right away or before playing the game of what some of the new totems are. So basically, yeah, a few of the totem Pokemon did get replaced with others. The first one, I believe, being that of Totem Wishiwashi, being replaced with Totem Araquanid. And also trying to remember, is that Totem Salazzle gets replaced with Totem Alolan Marowak. And if I remember correctly, that Totem Alolan Marowak is going to be carrying the Thick Club. And no, I'm not talking about the club that it's already holding, I'm talking about the held item Thick Club. And I would also believe that Totem Vikavolt gets replaced with Totem Togedemaru, and the last known totem is that of Totem Rabambi, which some people are saying that Totem Rabambi is quite possibly the hardest totem Pokemon. Now, considering the fact that Totem Rabambi is a brand new added totem because of the fact that Mina, basically the one who uses fairy types, now has her own trial. And with that, you take on Totem Rabambi. And I do believe Totem Lurantis actually gets some new partner Pokemon, being that of either Comfey or Kecleon, which both have Sunny Day, which means Lurantis could be able to use Solar Blade on the turn it used it. And let me tell you, the totems definitely felt harder, because Totem Araquanid took me 2 attempts to beat, Totem Alolan Marowak took me 3 tries to beat, because of the fact that Totem Alolan Marowak brings in the partner Pokemon of Salazzle. And those two of Salazzle and Totem Alolan Marowak definitely work in good tandem. Hey. Now, I don't really know exactly how hard Totem Rabambi was because my team was already strong enough to handle Totem Rabambi. But I know for a fact that one of the partner Pokemon that spawned was Blissey, and I think the other one they said was Pelipper. But yeah, I think once I got past Totem Alolan Marowak, the other totems were not really they weren't really too much of a struggle. But I will say one thing is that Ultra Sun and Moon, I definitely do feel like they were harder games than Sun and Moon. Well, pretty much for me, I originally bought Moon and then bought Ultra Sun. But yeah, the thing of it still remains the same. Now, the thing of it is that I know I did make a video earlier talking about Dusk Form Lycanroc. I just really didn't like the fact that a new form of Lycanroc appeared, and a lot of people just don't like it. They say it's just nothing more than a recolor of Midday Lycanroc, which is not the case. But do you not all see the mane coming out of its back? Because basically, Dusk Form is a combination of both Midday and Midnight. And they also have enough of differences for it to be a separate form. Because Dusk Form Lycanroc has a different ability than both of them, and has different stats from both of them. Because I think it has, I think it might have a slightly higher attack, but it's slower than Midday. No, yeah, it's slower than Midday, but faster than Midnight. Yeah, and the ability Dusk Form Lycanroc gets is Tough Claws, pretty much meaning that all moves that make physical contact get the power increased by 33%. But yeah, like I said earlier, people will complain about anything from anywhere. So yeah. In terms of the characters, I mean, yes, they were still the same characters, but it was just nice to just love them all over again. Although there was one change with that of How. And again, big spoiler alert here, is that with How, is that when you beat the Elite Four and you are champion, the person who faces you for the title of champion is not Professor Kukui, it's How. How actually challenges you for the title of champion. At least that's what I think the case is, or... Yeah, because considering the fact that you beat the Elite Four, but there is no champion. So it kind of feels like, I think it was either Gen 1, where Blue just became champion, and you're coming in to challenge him for that title. So it's basically kind of like a role reversal when it comes to Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon, is that you become the champion and someone's coming in to challenge you for that title. But with the case of Ultra Sun and Moon, it's basically like Red and Blue, but the other way around. Basically, you're the champion. Hal worked his way up, beat the Elite Four himself, and he's challenging you for the title of champion. So that's kind of interesting right there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I find that interesting. And just hearing that remix, or the champion-like remix of Hal's theme, was pretty interesting. Now, in terms of the rest of the story, I know some people do say that they just don't like the case of the story being almost the same with a few differences, especially near the end. Personally, for me, I didn't mind going through the story of Sun and Moon all over again with a few minor differences. Because, to me, a story is still a story. Even if it is one that is almost identical and has some alternate differences. I still like a story. Cause just getting to like Lily all over again, and like all the other characters. And in this case, we didn't have to worry about Lucamine going all completely insane. So didn't have to worry about that. Because, I mean, yeah, Lucamine was still a good character in a way, because it was still going her way until Necrozma threw her out. But yeah, I will pretty much say I didn't mind going through almost the same story all over again. I didn't mind that. Now, the Ultra Recon Squad, they were interesting. Or pretty much say I liked them. I definitely liked their outfits though. I definitely did. Although, the only unfortunate thing about the Ultra Recon Squad is that you don't get to fight all 4 members. You only get to fight 2 of them. And they're version exclusives too. Because for me, it was Dulce. And Zois didn't do anything. And with Ultra Moon, it's that the guy with the mustache, I pronounced his name all wrong. It wasn't Psycho, it was Fico. I wasn't paying attention to like what was it, like the S or something. So yeah, I pronounced his name all wrong from the beginning. It wasn't Psycho, it was Fico. And basically, in Ultra Moon, you fight Soleria, which I wouldn't be surprised if there is a whole bunch of fan service art for her already. And probably with Zoe's as well. Like, yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about when it comes to fan service art, especially when it comes to female characters, but don't want to derail from the point again. But yeah, I did like the Ultra Recon Squad, especially the place that they reside in, which was Ultra Megapolis, which was, wow, quite possibly one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen in a Pokemon game. Next to, I'd possibly say the Hoenn and Sinnoh regions I really did like a lot. Well, Kalos also did look good too. But anyway. What else is there that I did like about Ultra Sun and Moon? I wanted to say with the Ultra Wormhole, the little Ultra Wormhole game that you play, I really started to like it more when I switched the controls from motion control to actual joystick control, which I think if I remember correctly, in order for you to change those controls, you basically go into Game Freak headquarters in, I think it was Hiya City. When you go to the bottom left corner, you would see an Aether Foundation employee. You talk to him, and then you will be able to switch controls that way. And I remember that when you go riding through Ultra Space, when you do play that Ultra Wormhole minigame or whatever, that you get to ride on either Solgaleo or Lunala, and you can be able to change between Solgaleo and Lunala. Now, for anybody who is asking who I ride on in the Ultra Wormhole minigame, I ride Lunala because I like Lunala more than Solgaleo, but believe me, Solgaleo is still freaking awesome. Though, I have seen a lot of people play the Ultra Wormhole minigame riding on Solgaleo. I don't know why, but I guess people prefer more Solgaleo, I guess. I don't know for what reason, but hey, you people choose who you want to ride on the back of. And yeah, even currently, right now, as this video is recording right here, I'm currently in Ultra Space, or one of the Ultra Space Wild areas, and currently soft resetting for a shiny Dialga. I mean, that's the one thing that I like about the Ultra Wormhole minigame is that you actually, you are able to get shinies more frequently, especially with the common ones. And some of you people are complaining, saying that this kind of method is devaluing shinies. To where I say, no, it's really not. Because there would be the case of some people who, maybe more the younger players who don't even know what Pokemon is, or if they do know what Pokemon is, they may have never found a shiny throughout the time they started playing Pokemon. They do something like this, and they get a shiny Pokemon. I mean, they would be jumping for joy. They would be happy that they finally got their first shiny Pokemon. Although that wasn't the case for me, because the first shiny Pokemon that I ever found was that of a shiny Grappler in Terminus Cave, and I was able to capture it before it exploded, which was lucky for me. But yeah, this is definitely a good alternate method. And for anybody else who's saying like this new method was forced upon, I don't really think so. Or really say I don't really think so. It's like, no. Nobody, Game Freak is not forcing us to do these alternative methods, because if you want to go out there in the region and go full odds hunting, then do it. Because I can understand that full odds can definitely be quite the challenge. Because even from Gen 6 onwards, that the shiny odds were reduced to 1 in 4,096, that's still a big number. And it would still be the case with those odds that you could still be able to find a shiny within, say 5 minutes, or you could be hunting for 5 days to try and find a shiny Pokemon if you're going full odds. So yeah, I don't really think that these methods are ruining or devaluing shinies. Okay? That's all I have to say. Because people will just play games the way they want to, and when they get a shiny, they'll feel happy about it. It's like, some people would be pretty lucky and be able to find multiple shinies within a short period of time. Or some people would be hunting for 1 or 2 shinies, and they would be spending days or even potentially weeks to try and find them. And in the case of earlier games, before the odds were increased, which was 1 in 8,192, people would be spending either days, weeks, months, or even a year or 2. Was especially the case of that one dude who spent 5 years sorting for a shiny Mewtwo. All I'm saying is, shiny Pokemon, no matter what alternate methods there are, they're not going to devalue them by any means. But anyway, now, let's see what else is there. Team Rainbow Rocket, or basically the post-game revolving around Team Rainbow Rocket. I will say it was done pretty well, but it's just I wish the name would have been different besides Team Rainbow Rocket. I mean, seriously, why couldn't it have been Team Dark Rocket or something, or even Team Ultra Rocket? Even though I really do feel like with Ultra Sun and Moon, they milked the word Ultra a little too much. But did I really care about that? No. But it's just, Team Rainbow Rocket, not exactly a great name. I mean, Team Dark Rocket or Team Ultra Rocket, or just even Team Mega Rocket would have been better. Just not Rainbow. But anyway, even though I haven't exactly tackled the Rainbow Rocket episode or whatever, I have seen enough of it to know that I freaking like it. Because the fact that you're taking on past antagonists from previous games. And you want to know something interesting, for those of you who don't know? That when you take on Giovanni, he has his own theme now. Yeah. Fighting Giovanni in Ultra Sun and Moon is the first time that Giovanni has his own theme. And it is awesome. But also consider the fact that you take on the antagonist after that. It's like you take on Archie and Maxie in Gen 3, take on Cyrus from Gen 4, and Getsus from Gen 5, and even Lysander from Gen 6. And they themselves have their own remixes of their own themes, though I did take a listen to them, and all but Getsus kind of don't sound great. So, yeah. I mean, you people could think otherwise when you hear their themes. Although, it was kind of funny when I was hearing the Ultra Sun and Moon remix of Getsus' theme. A lot of people down in the comments were saying, like, it's the return of Dennis. Because apparently when you hear Getsus' theme, you hear the people make it sound like they're saying Dennis. Like, Dennis, 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 Dennis. Which, to me, that's not exactly what it sounds like to me. It's just like something-ness or something. I don't know. And yeah, let me be the one to say that I'm not exactly the greatest singer in the world. I just want to say that. But yeah, just the fact that you take on, like, pretty much past antagonists from realities where they have won, or I think that's what they said, and be able to fight them like that. And be able to get to pretty much face their teams along with their star Pokemon and the legendary from the region that they came from. So pretty much with the case of Giovanni, he would have Mewtwo. And spoiler alert, his Mewtwo will be able to Mega Evolve, and it'll Mega Evolve into either X or Y depending on your version. I do believe with my version, I think it's Mega Mewtwo X, whereas in Ultra Moon, it's Mega Mewtwo Y. And the only other antagonist in that has a Mega Evolved Pokemon is Lysander with his Gyarados. But yeah, basically Archie and Maxie, Archie will have Kyogre, Maxie will have Groudon, Getsus, he would have a version exclusive legendary. With Ultra Sun, it would be Dialga. In Ultra Moon, it would be Palkia. Getsus would have shoot, what was the legendary that he used on his team? Because I know for a fact that he uses Hydreigon at a much more respectable level. If I just look here real quick. Okay. I had to look real quick. He would have either Reshiram or Zekrom. And I do believe Ultra Sun, he would have Zekrom. In Ultra Moon, he would have Reshiram. Alright, so, yeah. And again, with Lysander, he would have his Mega Gyarados, and his legendary would be, I believe, Xerneas in Ultra Sun, Yveltal in Ultra Moon. Again, correct me if I'm wrong with these legendaries that they have. Yeah, seriously, by all means, if I had these legendaries wrong, feel free to correct me. Now, trying to think. What else is there in Ultra Sun and Moon that I did like? Ooh. I don't know what else is there. I mean, I know there's a whole bunch of other things in the game, but that would just be me talking for way too long of time. Oh yes! The totem Pokemon themselves. The thing that they did was something newly introduced, is that throughout the region, you're actually collecting these totem stickers. And basically, once you collect a set amount of totem stickers, you can be able to obtain a totem-sized Pokemon. Yeah, you can be able to use totem Pokemon on your team. And here's pretty much how it goes. If you collect 20 or basically when you collect 20 stickers, you would get either Totem Gumshoes or Totem Raticate, because these totems are version exclusive -1, which is Mimikyu. In Ultra Sun, you would get Gumshoes. Ultra Moon, you would get Raticate. When you get 40 stickers, in Ultra Sun, you would get a Alolan Marowak. In Ultra Moon, you would get a Rockwanid. When you get 50, Ultra Sun will give you Lurantis. Ultra Moon will give you Salazzle. When you get 70, Ultra Sun will give you Vikavolt, while Ultra Moon will give you Togedemaru. When you get 80, either version will give you Mimikyu. And when you get 100, Ultra Sun will give you Ribombee, while Ultra Moon will give you Komolo. So yeah, basically all Pokemon, past and present, are available to be used in the game. And what's even better is that you can actually be able to trade totems. So yeah, there you go right there. You can be able to get the totems, use them, and trade them. But do keep this in mind though. The totem Pokemon are shiny locked. You're saying that right there. But yeah, that was a pretty cool feature, that instead of going all over the region to get Zygarde cells, you're now basically collecting totem stickers. So that's pretty cool. Although personally myself right now, I haven't gotten any of the totems yet. I mean, I know I've gotten over 20, but not 40. So I can only get like well, I think I may have gotten over 40. But yeah, I think probably once I'm done with all the SRing for the shiny legendaries, I'll probably think about doing that. Get the totem stickers and get the totems that I can get, I guess. But yeah. Now, I think that is pretty much all the good things that I want to talk about, unless I'm missing something here. Because as of right now, I'm currently on Cerebi, and looking at the time right now, I've been talking for more than half an hour now. Hooray! Even though this video will be lengthened a little bit longer due to my intro and outro. Yeah. Because again, I know there is a lot of other things in Ultra Sun and Moon that I could talk about. But again, that would leave me talking for possibly maybe 3 hours. Let's see. I think one nice little feature that they did add is that, what was it? I'm trying to remember what it was. Yeah, the fact that there is an actual gym in Ultra Sun and Moon. Trying to. Okay. That the gym in Ultra Sun and Moon can be found at Male City. Just gonna take a look at that. And if you actually go inside the Male City gym, you're gonna get quite a nostalgic feel. Because again, spoilers here, is that the Male City gym, the inside of it, is modeled after Lieutenant Surge's gym. So what it says here is that this gym costs 1,000 to play in. Though you do get fresh water when you get this, it can be placed once a day, and you will receive a Surge badge as a reward for completion. This badge does not do anything, and when you do defeat the gym on future instances, you will just get your badge replaced. However, it is still good for getting experience once a day. Okay. The trainers will also increase the strength after completion of the Pokemon League. So yeah, basically showing of what the trainers have. And yeah, Ryuki, that one title defense challenger who we had no idea who the heck he was, is in that gym. And I guess it looks like later on he becomes like gym leader or something. But yeah, that's one of the cool things, that they actually did bring a gym to the Alola region. Now the question is there anything in Ultra Sun and Moon that I don't like? Well, before I actually try and think of what there is of Ultra Sun and Moon that I don't like, one other good thing about Ultra Sun and Moon did pop up into my head, and that is the Mantine Surf. I mean, I only did it like once, but oh boy, was it a fun game to play. The fact that you're riding on a Mantine who I deem to be a pretty underrated Pokemon. You get to surf on its back, you get to ride these massive waves and do tricks. And when you do these tricks, you get points. And I think if I remember that you do unlock something with more points that you get. Just let me look at it here. Mantine Surf. Oh yeah, the fact that there are obstacles, like the case. Pretty much the case, the obstacles are some rocks, Tentacle, Sharpedo, Wailmer, and Wailord. Yeah, the fact that Wailord is an obstacle. Yeah, the world's largest Pokemon is an obstacle. And they even have a little description saying that rocks, away from the wave, rocks will cause you to fall off. Tentacles sit in the waves and causes you to bounce off and lose speed. Sharpedo travel along the waves fast and aims at you, causing you to bounce off and lose speed when you are hit. Wailmer can be a small shadow which comes up and bounces you off when you hit. And Wailord is a giant shadow on a wave, and Wailord will burst through, knocking you off Mantine if you are hit. So yeah. And basically you do have your moves, which is that of Huntail Spiral, Gorbis Spiral, Lantern 360, Primarina Twist, Starmie 720, Magikarp Splash when you fail, and Over the Gyarados. And the reward that you will be receiving is located in Hiehia City, where you basically unlock a level 40 Pikachu with a gold bottle cap and is able to learn Surf. Basically, you get Surfing Pikachu. Yeah, because I think if you basically, after you have defeated all high scores in each of the 4 different Mantine Surf courses, you pretty much do get the Surfing Pikachu with a gold bottle cap. Okay, so now I do believe that is everything. Everything good that I want to talk about. Now, do I really find anything bad about Ultra Sun and Moon? Well, it's personally for me, for my competitive side of things, is the fact of a harder game. Like some opponents in Pokemon, like the Totems, being harder, did really grind my competitive gears, where I have gotten pretty aggressive and pretty much swore a whole lot. Pretty much saying like, God damn it, a little bullshit, and calling the Pokemon fuckers and whatnot because I was getting so pissed at them. But hey, that's pretty much me when my overcompetitiveness starts kicking in. But I think that's quite possibly the only thing I didn't like about Ultra Sun and Moon, is that it got a little too challenging for me, but hey, I still was able to get through them. But some people would say otherwise, saying that they do relish in the challenge of a harder Pokemon game. Kind of like with the case of like Platinum and I think the Challenge mode for Gen 5. But yeah, the game was in fact harder than Sun and Moon, but it was truly deep down a fun experience to deal with harder opponents. So, what else is there to be talking about for Ultra Sun and Moon? Music. Yes, music. I did like the fact that the music did receive upgrades. Like, even for encountering wild Pokemon, I don't know why I say like Pokemon. But yeah, basically the wild encounters for Pokemon definitely had a drastic change, along with trainer music. But the Totem and Facing Kahuna music did remain the same. Taking on either Dawn Wings or Duskmane Necrozma's music sounded really good. And basically music for Ultra Necrozma was pretty good, although not as good as Duskmane or Dawn Wings Necrozma's music. And the other cool thing of it is with the music is that when you go through the Ultra Wormholes and you manage to get a legendary in that said wormhole, is that there are no remixes of their themes. They will play the original theme from the game they came from. So like if you were to fight up against say a Gen 1 legendary like Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, or Mewtwo, it's not the X or Y remix of their themes. Oh no. It is the original theme. From basically red, blue, green for Japanese, and yellow. I think we're still the same. And I think their music still remained the same in gold and silver. But yeah, basically they decided to play the original themes for that legendary. Now, in the case with Lugia and Ho-Oh, they basically had their Heart Gold and Soul Silver themes because I'm not quite sure if they had a theme in the original Gen 2 games, because I don't really think they did. But with the case of the old, the legendary beasts of Raikou, Entei, and Suicune, they played the original theme from Gold, Silver, and Crystal. But that to me was just amazing. It's like, bring back the nostalgia of the music. It was just freaking sweet. Trying to see what else is there. I think there is. I think that's pretty much it. Now, one thing that I will say here is that there is an idea that I have for a future video, but I'm not quite sure if I want to fully execute it or not. Is really that of a shiny Pokemon Q&A video, where basically I would ask you guys, the viewers, to basically like submit me a question about shiny Pokemon, and I would answer them as truthfully honest as I can. But I'm not 100% sure if I actually want to do that. I mean seriously, I just don't know. But if it does happen, then yeah, be ready for it. So yeah, this video has definitely been going on for well over 40 minutes, so if this video was too long for you, I apologize. But I just wanted to give off my thoughts for Ultra Sun and Moon. So pretty much, yeah, to overall sum it up, Ultra Sun and Moon are fantastic games, regardless if anyone says anything negative about them. Like, if they were to say, like, Ultra Sun and Moon are just basically just Sun and Moon with a few changes, that is just not true. Okay? So yeah, I think that'll pretty much do it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and as always, my outro shall handle the rest. So I'll be seeing you guys next time in 2018.